My name's Ahmed. I'm a psychiatrist and the organiser of this festival. So Medfest is the first ever national medical film festival.
I've got about 200 DVDs in my collection and doctor news, and if you think that's sad, it could be a hell of a lot sadder. There are thousands.
This interval is known scientifically as the bleeding time. You, what's the bleeding time? 10 past 10, sir.
Films like that versus TV shows like House, how those kinds of things drive the way we behave as medical professionals.
I do think one of the archetypes that comes up quite a lot as a doctor who the public really like is the one who actually fights against the system to achieve great things. And that's the sort of thing that appeals to your young minds.
So the first film we've got for you is a story called Tinge. And watch out for a child with a gold tooth, illustrating that this film is in fact also a precursor to modern day hip-hop.
His place of work, his surgery, and the daily routine of every general practitioner starts here. The call may come from the sick or those in trouble, a call that cannot be disregarded.
So actually, when I watch that film, I feel quite proud. It makes me quite proud of the origin of the NHS.
It's really interesting to talk about the kind of films that resonate with why we chose that profession in the first place.
There's only one thing worse than being talked about, and that's being not being talked about.
This is a really special film that we've got permission to show at all of our 9 events. It's a dangerous and at times darkly comic film that takes on the dizzying life of a junior doctor on call.
Shouldn't you be in bed anyway?
What's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, did I hear you accept a
It's just
patient?
late.
Yeah. Well, communicate for Christ's sake.
All clear, please. Sorry. Shocking.
I assume that was quite a cathartic process for you making that.
Because I already started, learning how to make films, and they're like, you should actually make a film about this because it won't affect your career or anything. You can kind of say, pretty much what you want. So I kind of took that on board, and
I think the thing that I get whenever I see that film is how powerful a medium film is for conveying mental stress. I can't think of a better medium for doing it, for conveying happiness and turmoil.
As someone who's coming in as a filmmaker, your job is to push boundaries and to possibly challenge assumptions.
On a night out, when I tell someone I'm a psychiatrist, I'm guaranteed one of the following responses. Does that mean you know what I'm thinking? I'm a psychiatrist, not a psychic.
I really loved it. I think it was humorous and informative and light-hearted. In terms of mental health problems, I kind of have an image of them giving a lot of medication, which I'm a little bit sceptical of.
You spend a long time assessing a patient that comes in through the door. You ask about their early life, their family, their social situation. It takes quite some time, and you need to do that to be able to establish what treatments they need.
This kind of fantasy that everyone has about the rest of medicine being really scientific. And my friend's an orthopaedic surgeon, one of my best friends is an orthopaedic surgeon. She's not scientific. She just chops it off. I mean, that's all she does.
Psychiatry is so necessary as we move on in this world.
It was really interesting. I thought it was a really good panel, a good sort of mixture of people very keen to talk about their profession.
Lots of different people said all sorts of different things. At each different event, somebody said something different which I hadn't heard before, which I personally found interesting. I never got bored sitting on the panel, and I hope that means the audience never got bored either.
It's kind of more engaging than a lot of other events, and I think that it kind of clears up a lot of misconceptions that people might have about psychiatry. I think coming to this event just kind of cemented sort of some more concrete reasons why I should potentially go into psychiatry.
I thought the concept of Medfest was fantastic. It was such an original idea and such an important idea. I'm really glad it happened, and I think it's been a big success going around the country.